Hello everyone. Let's have another day of learning philosophy. Welcome to another episode of Philo Talks with Clay. In today's episode, we will talk more about ourselves and how we live in an environment. I will also explain the three different environmental approaches and how these three help us to understand, maintain order, and know our relationship in our environment and the world we live in. But before we start, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel for more videos, and this is my other podcasts. Other episodes are in the description, so check it out now. Without further ado, let's start. Last time, we talked about ourselves and how we manage to understand and be as one with ourselves with the help of philosophers' ideas regarding our embodied spirits. This time, we will focus more on our environment. In philosophy, we have three different approaches on how we can understand our relationship in our environment, and these are the cosmocentric approach, the theocentric approach, and the last one is the anthropocentric approach. The central concept of the environmental approach is the need for a good match between people and their environment. The environmental approach examines the adaptation of individuals to their surroundings throughout their lives, as well as their ability to shape or change this environment. It is the direction in social work, emphasizing the adaptive and reciprocal interaction of people with their environment. We, as a human, have different activities in our daily lives, and these activities may or may not harm our environment. Humans need to interact with the environment to obtain our food, water, fuel, medicines, building materials, and many other things. Advances in science and technology have helped us to exploit the environment for our benefit, but we also introduced pollution and caused environmental damage. First on our list is the cosmocentric approach. What is cosmocentric approach? The cosmocentric approach is done way back on early civilizations. Long ago, ancient people understood that everything around them is interconnected, and that whatever we do with one part of the environment affects everything else. This approach also stated that human beings are microcosms of the universe. Microcosm means the universe is like a mirror to us. Everything outside our body is reflected in us. In other words, we are a small version of the universe. However, due to some imbalances in our world, it will also affect the balance within humans. For example, we all know that the Earth is the only planet where living things can live. However, since the cosmocentric approach says that we are a small version of the universe, what if there are other planets out there that is similar to Earth and there are also people living in it? That is what the cosmocentric approach is trying to tell us. It's not impossible to think that we are the only ones who's living in the universe. Next on our list is the theocentric approach. Based on its name, theo means God, and then centric. This approach refers to an understanding coming from a religious interpretation. The theocentric approach explains about how God entrusted the earth to man and woman by giving them the role of stewards of creation. Steward means caretakers or katiwala in Tagalog terms. We are the ones who have given this job to freely use His creations in a way that we are also maintaining the order. One good example of it is a cup. It isn't common to us that cup just pop out of nowhere. It's because there is a cup maker behind it. Just like a cup and its cup maker, we are the cup of God. We are the ones that He's using and controlling to use His own creations. And according to this saying, it's simply more probable that God designed the world than that it came true about the pure chance of evolutionary processes. But somehow, this father and son approach became chaotic because some people think that they are more superior than the others who created them. That's why there is an imbalance in the environment. This type of approach is anthropocentric approach. What is an anthropocentric approach? The anthropocentric approach, based on its etymology, anthropos, which is a Greek word for man. This approach tells us that man is still in dominion, but emphasizes the role of God. Meaning, people think that because they are free and have given the authority to control the environment, they are able to do anything with it. The anthropocentric approach also states that with the awareness of man's ability to control nature, we believe in the lie that we have power of control of our daily lives. And that is exactly right. The examples of anthropocentric approaches are deforestation, illegal mining, kaingin, and other illegal environmental activities. Why? Because we're drowned in the idea that because we have been giving authority to control our environment, we can do anything about it. As a result of our actions, we are slowly becoming greedy about it to the point that it is already harmful not just to us but also to our environment. Another example of an anthropocentric approach is when humans acquired for the first time the first ever atomic bomb that can destroy worlds. Mr. Robert Oppenheimer, which is also known for his name, the father of atomic bomb, was very tearful when he broadcasted his invention to the world because instead of being proud of it, he felt the fear and sorrow of the people who's watching him while facing the fact that he is the one who created the bomb that can destroy their lives in the future. These are the three approaches in understanding our relationship to our environment. Though these approaches seem to be imbalanced one way or another, a balanced approach is our task as the students of philosophy of the human person in relation to the environment to examine his own dominant approach. Did you learn in today's episode? What are your opinions regarding the three different environmental approaches? Do you have your own opinion about it? Just comment down below. If you find this episode interesting, please like, comment, and subscribe for more videos that I will release. Until the next episode of Philo Talks with Clay, goodbye and may God bless us all. Salamat sa inyong pakikinig.